back at Coon Stadium where the rain continues to fall and even has picked up the pace quite a bit here. And Cleveland with a 3-0 lead on the Indiana Blaze in the first of two Blaze telecasts here on the Blast TV network. Dan, let's take a look at how Cleveland got their second goal tonight. We saw the first one early on by Colleen Savage. And here is the second one, as left wide open was Jenny Tobin to tuck that one in high into the back of the net.
That was the one that we thought might have been deflected. From that angle, it didn't look like it was. It looked like she hit it clean.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing because there were 7 Blaze players in the box and only 2 Cleveland players, and they still got the goal, got a shot off. That's kind of disappointing.
We talked about them having way too much room in the top of the box and getting in free and having the opportunity to get the shot off. The Blaze have to do a better job of marking up and getting a little tighter and denying the shot, or they're going to run into trouble like that and putting the ball in the back of the net, and then they're going to now pull themselves out of a 3-goal deficit.
And on a night like tonight, as many weird bounces as the ball is going to take, you may be more likely tonight to come back from a 3-0 deficit. You never know.
We've been there many times. I know Ian has.
Oh, yeah.
Anything can happen in this game.
And then very late in the half, this is the one that really made it difficult because to make it 3-0 is Maureen Gallagher put a foot in the corner kick.
Ball just goes up.
And Melissa Jones there to put it home.
Comes right to the far post. Gets a 1 touch on the ball.
That's the one that hit off the crossbar and went right back down.
Nice play by Cleveland.
And that came with 2:24 to go in the half and made a 2-0 lead, a 3-0 lead, and now it's incumbent on the Blaze in these last 45 minutes to get at least 3 and hope that Cleveland doesn't score anymore.
Yeah, that was another corner kick, and there's 8 players that time in the box for the Blaze and only 3 players from the Cleveland team that got on the end of that shot.
And one of them able to put it home.
The rain has picked up. It's going to change the outcome of this game without any question with the way it's played. But like we talked about, going in this half, the Blaze have to think, 0-0. Let's start this half over and let's try to put some balls in the back of the net and get back in this game. They go down another goal. I mean, they can score 3 goals if they put an attack together. They go down another goal, it's going to be maybe a different situation. But the next goal is crucial. If the Cleveland scores it, it's going to be tough. If the Blaze score it and they get it early, they can get back in this game and get into a rhythm and hopefully mount some kind of an attack and come back into this thing.
Both teams back out on the soggy pitch now. Luckily, the field here at Coon Stadium got to be one of the best in the country because it seems to drain fairly well. At least it's not a quagmire out there like you'd expect that it might be.
You don't see any standing water at all. It's really in good shape.
And now Cleveland will move right to left here in the second half. The Blaze moving left to right.
The Blaze have to get into it very early here. They have to really take charge and get back into this game early and come out with some energy and intensity.
This portion of tonight's game brought to you without interruption by Ameritech. Just underway in the second half with Cleveland leading 3-0. Here's Susa Heikkila with a bad ankle. May have hampered her a little bit there. She seems to be running just slightly gingerly. Here's Cleveland's Colleen Savage, who scored the second goal. You saw Holly Piercy, who was trying to get after that ball, but slipped down onto the ground. Treacherous footing indeed tonight.
We talked about that earlier, how a defender could slip just because of the ground, obviously, and in that situation, that could have been pretty dangerous if she'd have taken in there with some speed.
Right.
She hit the ball a little early, Ian, and actually was a break for the Blaze, but that's a situation where, gosh, the field conditions can really goof up your defense.
And one thing we've seen here tonight with field conditions the way they are is that Heather Combs is on goal kicks electing to let a teammate take the kicks because if you notice she has a large knee brace on, and for her to plant and try to kick in this rainy, soggy conditions on the field would be none too good for her. So strategically letting a teammate take the goal kicks.
That looks like Joy Asherbrenner running there in the middle, right near the center circle. She's a top player for Butler.
Now here's wide open Susa Heikkila. She draws in the defense and she'll send it across, but a little bit too far as she missed connecting with Jennifer Shannon. But at least a little glimmer there of hope as Heikkila able to get free. And of course, number 11 was looking for number 10. Those two played professionally together and with PU 62 over in Finland last year. Just 2 minutes into the second half, and Seems like the rain picks up with each passing moment.
Joy just came off of having mono, I was told, so she's been sick for a good month or so. So she hasn't been able to train very much. I think that's why Pete's been resting her to bring her on.
So this is exactly the kind of night you want to have if you're just getting over mono. You want to try to play soccer on a night like tonight. It's about 60 degrees and raining.
I think we got a good medical plan.
Oh, poor thing.
Here to Renee Moyer. For Cleveland.
It looks like the Blaze is coming out to play the second half. That's good. That's a good sign.
Not getting down. Shannon sends that one across, and Crowder there. Loose ball in front as the goalie fell down and cleared away by the defense before Susa Heikkila could get free. She had a couple of white shirts around her, and they kept her from putting it in the back of the net.
They've already had more of an attack in the first 3 minutes of the second half than they had the whole first half.
Yeah.
So like we said, they come out early and start taking it and going strong to the goal. They've got nothing to lose here. They're down 3 goals. They have to attack, and it looks good.
This could be a wild one, an unforgettable game in the rain if things start to get a little crazy. Stolen away by Piercy at midfield. One of the many players from Butler University on this Blaze roster. Here's Wendy Dillinger from IU. Outstanding with the ball at her feet. Long shot that'll bounce right up to.
Good stuff by Wendy. You see her ball movement. And she's 35 yards away, and she's taking that shot. And you see it skipping off the keeper. They crash the goal. They'll get some opportunities here.
Doesn't look like Cleveland's made any adjustments. They're still playing with 3 up top, so we're going to get chances. I'm sure the Blaze players at halftime are thinking they could have prevented 2 of the 3 goals at least. They had numbers in the box. Just missed marking.
Cleveland's Melissa Egging tripped up over on the far side, and so the foul and the free kick will come from over there. She's underway in the second half from Coote Stadium. Ken Tomash, Dan Kepsalis, Ian Martin with you. Holly Piercy tries to clear that one, as does Danielle Parton. Parton's been a busy defender tonight.
Boy, Joy's got some good speed. If she knocks it by her, you'll see her go pretty good. Very left-footed, strong kid.
It's hard to believe she has mono because she looks good out there.
Yeah.
And she's moving well.
I think she was clear. She just came off it, but she's been sick for quite some time, they said, so she's been missing some training.
That one skips out over the goal line, and so it'll be a goal kick for Tamara Browder, the Cleveland Eclipse goalkeeper. Cleveland up 3-0. Goals by Savage, Tobin, and Jones for the Eclipse.
This must be a good opportunity for you, though, too, Ian, to see your fiance on the field and in the hometown you're coaching. That doesn't happen that often. She could be in a different city and make it real difficult, but you get a chance to watch her play and watch this team grow. That's got to be neat for you.
Yeah, I've really had a charmed life since I moved to Indianapolis. The people here have been very good to Jennifer and I. The youth soccer is really making a big push. I think we're developing a lot of good players, yourself included. Certainly had a big hand in that, and your family. But I enjoy it. She spent 3 summers over in Sweden and Finland, so it's nice finally to have a chance to see her play locally.
And the wedding date set for the week after the W League Championship. So Jenny, of course, hoping to have a little hectic week the week before the nuptials.
What is the date, Ian?
August 9th.
All right, coming around the corner.
And
everyone's invited who's listening.
Around the corner.
Here is the Blaze's first corner kick of the night and of the season. And nobody home as that one set across. Dillinger trying to corral it at the top of the area. A foul called and quickly off the restart, stolen away by Heikkila. Susa Heikkila stays alive. Cleveland to clear here. Colleen Savage near side. Nice sliding tackle by Renee Moyer.
Very aggressive. The Blaze looks like they're coming out to play. It looks good.
There's Holly Piercy has it taken away by Colleen Savage. And Cleveland on the move again in the white jerseys, blue shorts. Indiana in the red jerseys, red shorts, red socks. Kind of the distaff version of the men's, of the Blaze uniforms, or the Blast uniforms rather. Far side, Danielle Parton. As the wind picks up now. And Cleveland threatening once again. Here's Savage, tries to push it up ahead. And does, stolen away by Heikkila. So look up for Joy Aschenbrunner.
A good example of Joy. She's very good with her back to goal. This is probably the first time they played together. It's just a Jenny and Joy up front, so it'll take a little time.
Here's Sousa. Nice little layoff there for Aschenbrenner. Joy will send it across. Intercepted there and taken away by Maureen Gallagher for Cleveland. And now Gallagher will send it up in the center circle to Noreen Fernback. And now Cleveland content to slow the pace down a little bit when they have possession, trying to negate the high energy with which the Blaze came out of the locker room.
There's Beth Crowder on that pressure there. She was a player of the year in the conference this season for Butler University. Very athletic, very fast player. Playing in the midfield for him tonight.
Now it's Cleveland's Colleen Savage again, but quickly a host of red shirts descend on her. And Renee Moyer sends it far side. And Sarah Saban from DePauw clears it, but into touch on the far side.
There's no question that the Blaze definitely have outstanding talent. It's just a matter of getting some rhythm and getting a chemistry down where they can get comfortable with each other, and that's just going to take time, obviously.
Yeah. With the kids they have, the front runners, some of the experienced players we've been talking about, you're going to get scoring chances and goals this season. I think defensively it's just got to be settled in a little bit. Again, 2 of the goals I've seen so far of just not marking. You know, we had plenty of numbers in there. That's a little disappointing for Pete, I'm sure.
Maybe it takes a couple goals down to fire them up, because they've definitely come out in the second half and have had some better opportunities without any question. Maybe a second half type of a team. That's what they're showing right now anyway.
Colleen Savage will throw it in near side for Cleveland Eclipse. As that one went off, Noreen Fernback and back into touch on the near side.
Like Ken mentioned, I think if the Blaze can get an early goal here, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cleveland sort of sit back a little bit and try to protect the lead, and that's one of the worst things they can do. If we can get an early one now, that'll really help us.
Well, first they've got to get it out of the area here, as that one bounced kind of in between Dillinger and Holly Piercy, and I got it, you take it.
I'm sure Holly's learning the ropes, trial by fire, as they say, 'cause she's been a midfielder most of her life as a youth player, high school and college. She's hanging in there.
It's a different environment for her back there, but she's athletic enough where she'll be able to adjust to it. Pete wouldn't put her back there if he didn't think he had the confidence in that she could do the job.
Oh, yeah. She's good with both feet.
Danielle Parton skipped that one up too far for Sousa Haikala, and Cleveland sends it back the other way.
Here we go.
Here we go, onside.
Come on, Joy.
Aschenbrenner lays it off up ahead to Shannon. Shannon on left wing. Into the area, but headed up. And now cleared by Cleveland. At least they tried to, but it's still alive down there. Shannon sends it across, but it went back behind the goal.
Corner.
And another went off a defender for the second corner kick of the night for the Blaze.
That was a pretty good effort. We had almost 6 players getting in the box on that surge there. That was a good effort. And Cleveland got back with almost 6 themselves. So that was a good scoring opportunity.
They're getting in with more numbers without any question. That's
fitness.
What they need.
You know, that's fitness. Just getting there and doing the work and dealing with a 3-0 lead. You know, psychologically, we tell the young players they think the game's over, but the girls are coming out and fighting. I'm really impressed.
Second corner of the night for the Blaze. They put a bunch of red jerseys in the area as that one curls in. Headed down and in!
There it is.
And the Blaze are on the scoreboard, down 3-1 off the corner kick.
Beth Crowder, I think.
Beth Crowder, the first goal in Blaze history. And it comes early enough, only not quite 12 minutes gone in the second half. That cuts it to 3-1, and now things could get very interesting.
They deserve that goal. They've had great pressure. They've been doing some good things and getting the attack going. And that ball is just lofted into the box, and all it is a 50-50 ball in, and she got to it first.
And you know, Danny, you coached long enough. Restarts, there's so many goals scored in soccer from restarts. And look at the 2 goals that Cleveland scored out of 3. They seemed like they came from a restart. And somehow the kids fall asleep sometimes. You know, they leave their people unmarked. That was a good goal.
They're back in it. Lots of time.
33 minutes and change to go in this one.
See if we can get a replay on that.
So your fiance Jennifer Shannon gets the assist on that one, Ian.
First assist in Blaze history, not so bad.
Yeah. I know as a college player, she took all the corner kicks, left foot or right foot. She's got a pretty good accuracy right there.
We talk about the corner kicks and the restarts, and the Blast have had trouble doing this as well, but that was executed very well, where you, in situations on corners, you either want to keep the keeper isolated on the line, and as we see the replay here, Jennifer just beautifully chips it in, and you'll see the goalkeeper, who's pretty much isolated on the line, doesn't come out much at all, and headed down perfectly by Beth. Great goal.
And for the young players that are watching, the way she headed the ball was down at the goalkeeper's feet. You know, very difficult to say, especially with the wet field.
Strangely enough, guys, the first goal in Blaze history scored exactly the same way as the first goal in Blast history.
That's
off
true.
a corner kick,
That's
headed
right.
down.
George Crawford.
George Crawford scored it the exact same way. It was from the other corner, but he headed it down and into the net.
The only difference was there was like 19 seconds
There were
left in that
19
game, right?
And that tied it at
Sent it to
one.
overtime.
Maybe this will kickstart the Blaze.
2 corner kick history goals. Kind of spooky, huh, Ken?
Tonight, everything's spooky, my friend. This is a little shop of horrors the way
It's
the
the
weather has been.
We're going to do the Lincoln Kennedy scenario here, the similarities.
Oh, that could be a penalty kick.
I think that's just on the edge of the area. Hard to tell, A, from that far away, and B, because many of the lines in the field, especially over there, are a little bit obscured.
We got to make our boxes bigger than that. That's all we got to do. Get a penalty kick there.
It will be a set piece on the far side, though. It will be a free kick. They set up the
Change the rules.
wall 15 yards back in the USISL.
She's going to try to score this, I think. Jenny's going to whip this around the wall.
Shannon runs up, sends this one across, and
Goal.
hit it again for another goal. So Shannon with 2 assists tonight. Impossible to see from this angle who got that one, but it is
Did she put it in? It looked like she
Yeah.
put it in directly.
Goalkeeper tipped it, but it went in the back window.
Shannon got the goal.
Yeah.
unassisted.
You called it. She's going to bend it around the wall and put it on goal.
Yeah.
All right, Cap Salas,
Outstanding.
move over, would you please? Mr.
sorry,
Martin is
buddy.
now the analyst.
No, I'm just kidding.
Look at this.
These are spooky,
So we get the replay on that.
as now it's a 3-2 game, and things are very interesting indeed.
15 minutes into this half, and it's a 1-goal lead by Cleveland. They've cut it to 1 goal. We said before that things can happen. They had to come out feisty and hard in the second half, and they've done that. Outstanding. This crowd can kind of just temper the weather, and now it's an exciting game.
Yeah. Look, Cleveland's starting to track back. I only see 2 front runners on their team now. They're trying to protect the lead, and momentum has totally shifted for the Blaze.
Got Coach Martin's got the ESP thing going here. He knows his fiance very well. He knows exactly what she's going to be doing on the field. It's
Not
great.
to be confused
Here
with
it is.
ESPN. Here she goes again. Somewhere there in the murkiness of the... And she did bend that one straight around and up high. The only place that you could get it unassisted, Jennifer Shannon, and now they're looking for more. Oh! That time Browder made a great leap to...
I'm not sure what Pete did at halftime, but this is a different team.
I'm telling you, he's got some secret
This is
idea
a
there.
different team.
He's looking very dapper, by the way, Danny. I noticed that.
We've got to give that goal, guys, consideration for the IYSA goal of the game, which will come up in our post-game show. And this portion of the game is brought to you without interruption by the Indiana Youth Soccer Association, the IYSA. Check it out on the web at www.inyouthsoccer.org.
Starting to hear the crowd get in the background a little bit now.
Yeah.
Starting to get into it.
Well, the folks who came here and stuck it out tonight, even after many of them stood in the rain for several hours at the Challenge Cup and State Cup, are being rewarded with an exciting comeback to this point.
Offside.
Here's Cleveland, well offside, was Fernback.
Ian and I had that. We had that.
Yeah. We never miss a call from up here.
It's easy to not miss a call from the sidelines.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. They got lots of time here. Let's see if they can just continue to keep the pressure on. Cleveland's obviously flustered. They're not sure what's going on. They haven't had a good attack against the Blaze this whole half. The Blaze keep it going. No reason they can't score a couple more here.
Right. Well, Jenny has got a goal now. Sousa's due. Joy's got a chance to score maybe for us.
A reminder that if these two teams are tied after 90 minutes, they'll play 15 minutes of sudden death overtime. And if that doesn't break the tie, we'll go directly to a shootout. Saw the Blaze, or this will be obviously the first game for the Blaze, but we saw the Blast get in a shootout earlier this year with the Rockford Raptors after George Crawford scored that first goal in team history. That one Played off to Joy Ashenbrenner. She does a good job to get back into the play through 3 defenders, but then the shot hits the side of the net.
The Blaze are maintaining control of the ball. Their movement is better. They're playing the ball to feet. Their control is better, and they're getting great opportunities.
Yeah. I think our team speed is a little bit better as well. We're getting behind them a few times.
Maybe they did wind sprints in the locker room or something.
Looking for more, looking for the equalizer. Wendy Dillinger loses that one at midfield. And here come the Cleveland Eclipse. Colleen Savage sends it up ahead. Noreen Fernback colliding with Danielle Parton. Cleveland still controlling far side. It's Melissa Egging.
Oh, it's so tough to pass the ball and hit balls when you're under pressure on difficult angles with the weather the way it is. It's really hard.
Now Cleveland looking to mount their first decent scoring chance of the second half. Had several and cashed in on 3 of them in the first 45 minutes, but it's been a tale of 2 halves in the downpour tonight as Indiana has dominated play here in the second half, getting 2 goals to cut it to 3-2. Excellent work by Danielle Parton to keep working defensively and get that one clear. That's sent back the other way, and it'll bounce right to Heather Combs.
They're marking up much better. Their tracking is much better.
Playing with a purpose now.
And now it can only get better from this point because now they've come almost all the way back. And the adrenaline's got to be moving even further. Shannon there looking for a second one as she wanted to pick that one off.
Offside.
That one will be offside. I want to remind you about Indiana Blast camps, which are coming up in June. The first one will be at Zionsville from June 9th through the 13th at Jennings Field across from Zionsville High School. We also have camps scheduled at Fishers, Danville, Center Grove, and Glendale this summer. Call 327-KICK for information on Blast camps. Learn from the pros. You can also find information on camps and everything else about this team on the official website at www.indianablast.com. The Blaze have a section in there as well. And here's Shannon. That one with a shot just too high and up onto the grassy knoll. You talked about JFK earlier. There you go. There's my second grassy knoll reference of the season.
I was in Dallas about 2 weeks ago. That's an eerie place you walk around over there.
The Blast will be playing in Dallas, in fact, in a couple of weeks. They'll play the Toros on a weekend. They'll play the Toros and then the Tulsa Roughnecks on Sunday. Tulsa will be here on Friday night, the 9th at 7:30. That is the next Blast home game. 7:30 game here at Kuntz. The Blast and the Tulsa Roughnecks. Call 327-KICK for ticket information for that one. Got 25 minutes to go regulation now. And Indiana dominated the first 20 minutes here of the second half and have cut that 3-0 lead to 3-2.
Lots of time left.
Joy's really made a difference in the second half coming on the park. She can hold the ball up front for him, gives the defenders and midfielders a chance to push up and support.
She's had great touches on the ball, no question.
Here's Colleen Savage getting free. Only for the moment. Holly Piercy doing a good job to knock that here across the near side touchline. Savage will throw it in to Melissa Jones. Sees it go off her and out of play. Sarah Sabin will throw it in.
They just got to keep working hard to get behind the ball like they just did there. Cleveland's decent enough to get in. You know, like we said earlier, I think the front runners and midfielders are going to get scoring chances before this thing's over with. Just keep working hard defensively.
So far, they've done that.
There goes Wendy. Oh.
Colleen Savage again. She has a goal tonight for Cleveland, but Ridenoff has the ball taken away from her by Sarah Sabin. Now Jennifer Thompson mixes it up with Jenny Tobin, who also has a goal for Cleveland. So it'll skip into the area, and Heather Combs will scoop it up. Loose ball here across the near side touchline. Cleveland to throw it in. 23-34 and counting. And now here's Wendy Dillinger from IU. Trying to push it up ahead to Heikkila and does. A little bit too far for her, though. And now Ian Martinoff, maybe to play a few more holes of golf if he can. Why not? The weather's nice. And Blast assistant coach Mike Sonich joins us now up in the booth.
How you doing, guys?
Good, Mike.
It's like the David Letterman show. We got a guest appearance every 20 minutes.
I just had to swim up here.
Piercy takes that shot. It bounces in front there, and Browder had to jump on it. A tricky bounce right up into the arms of Tamara Browder, and she jumped on the rebound before the Blaze could do any damage. Speaking of the Blast, Mike Sonich with us. You have a big game coming up Friday night against the Tulsa Roughnecks. This will be our next game on the network. It's also the next home game. And you got to feel, Mike, that especially after that exciting 3-2 win up in Rockford against the previously unbeaten Raptors, and the way things are going with some new faces, that you guys have got things turned around or starting to.
Yeah, I think Coach McDonald and the rest of the boys have got things going the right direction. We've added a couple new players, and Ameki's coming back off an injury. So I think we're going to be we'll be seeing a little bit new look in a couple of days.
That had to do tons for everybody's confidence to get that victory on the road in Rockford. Tough conditions, and Mark Phillips gets 2, and then in overtime, Freddie King gets 1, a late substitution. It's just got to be a big lift for everybody who's been working so hard since the beginning of March.
Yeah, it was a tremendous win. I mean, the game was one of those games where we really took it to them. I mean, we were full of injuries and had very few subs, and were able to pull one off. But we pulled it off with a lot of class.
And Rockford has struggled since then. They got blown out Friday night by Chicago 4-0, and now it looks like the Stingers may be the class of the division, and you guys are going to be battling. I get the feeling with the 4 teams in this division between you guys, Cleveland, Rockford, and Chicago, that this is going to be a battle probably that goes right down to the wire, and anybody can get in.
Yeah, I think it will. Chicago's a tough team. Yeah, Chicago's they're the type of team where they'll really hit you. And really, they've been the guys that have put the injuries to us a little bit, but they are a class team.
It's tough for you guys to keep a rhythm, obviously, Mike, when you've got a lot of changeover going on. You're adding new players, Corey Robertson and Mark Behringer. Aldo coming tomorrow at 4 o'clock here at Coon Stadium. How are you guys handling all the change?
Actually, the players that we picked up have really they've fallen into the system really well. They really have. They've got a lot of skill, very quick, and they filled some key positions that we were a little bit shallow in. So they fit in real nicely.
Loose ball in front, but it's cleared away by Cleveland. And we talked about the physical nature of play in the men's division, but these ladies get physical as well. Let's take a look here at some physical play as Jenny Thompson gets wrapped up here with Jenny Tobin.
See the knees colliding.
That's why you wear those shin guards. This is no place for the faint of heart, no matter who's playing the game. 20 minutes to go, and the Blaze looking for the equalizer.
This is very much injury-type prone weather, too, where you have to be real careful. A lot of sliding going on, a lot of contact going on. Definite opportunities here for everyone to get hurt, so they've got to be extra careful.
Another shot, and Browder makes another save with 20 minutes to go in regulation, and the Eclipse leading at 3-2.
You've been watching the whole game tonight, Mike. What do you think?
I think it's fantastic. I really do.
Different team in the second half, huh?
Oh, it's brilliant. What a comeback. What a comeback.
You and I know what Pete said in the locker room, but we probably can't tell Ken what's going on.
Well, I think he probably told him that, hey, you got to win the second half. Let's go ahead and put it in the net.
They've done that very well.
Sure used a little bit more colorful metaphors than that. Here's Wendy Dillinger, free in the area, looking for the equalizer. Dillinger, left-footed shot, just skips wide.
Look at the corner.
But it went off a defender, and yes, another corner, and that's what they've scored their 2 goals tonight off set pieces, one off a corner and one off a free kick from over on that same side. In fact, both goals have come from that side of that end of the field, so Shannon set to take it again. She's already had a magic night with a goal and an assist. We'll try here to get the Blaze level if a teammate can put it home. 19 minutes and change to go as Shannon puts a foot into it. This one curls into the area. A little bit too far. Wilson has it. And again across the end line for a corner kick, but now on this side. And so we'll see what the Blaze do with a corner from this side of things.
They've had good pressure this whole second half.
This time they let Joy Aschenbrenner take it from this spot. She'll put the left foot into it. He clips up 3-2 as Aschenbrenner gets a foot into it. And Cleveland heads it clear, but Aschenbrenner gets it back, sends it across, and once again across the end line. So another corner kick. So the Blaze putting the pressure on, down 3-2, but here in the latter stages of regulation, they've trying to get level with 2 corner kicks and now a third. And Aschenbrenner again. Again, the left foot. Again, the bending ball a little bit far, but headed down by Shannon. But that slippery ball looks like it probably slid off the noggin a bit and across the goal line on the far side.
She had the right position on it. She just didn't hit it clean. Tough to play in this weather, Mike. We've been talking about it all night. Obviously, you've been standing in it.
Yeah, it is tough to play. It kind of entices you to get on the ground a little more maybe than you should, especially defensively. And play balls through. You know, they've played a lot of balls through the gap that have kind of skipped on past the players that have been making the runs. So it's tough.
Plus, the footing of the players can be hazardous if they're in a defensive zone, and we've seen some of the players slipping. Plays a big factor.
Yeah.
There's Wendy Dillinger, very skilled player with the ball, stays upright. Well, I think Pete hasn't had to make a lot of substitutions here in the second half. I don't believe he's made any here in the second half of play. And they don't seem to show much sign of fatigue, so maybe they're in better shape than we gave them credit for.
Plus, if they're in a rhythm, you don't want to really mess with the rhythm. If the team that's on the field right now is playing well, even though he's got women on the bench that can come in and do the job, he'd probably rather see this team on the field just let them ride it out and let them go through if they're playing with a rhythm. So
everyone's on an adrenaline high.
Right. Don't mess with it.
As long as at the first sign of fatigue, you don't go too long, because a fatigued player is a player that could be a liability. Of course, Cleveland hasn't made any substitutions. They've made one in the second half. Actually, Katie Johnson came in earlier here in the second half, but still a game this exciting. Maureen Gallagher takes it away from Sarah Sabin. Sabin, though, puts a shoulder into her. Now she gets free. Gallagher free in the area. Clips up 3-2. There's a shot and grabbed on the bounce by Heather Combs. You can see again that ball kind of died a little bit, made it a little bit easier, but it's tough as slippery as things are out here, but at least that wasn't a rocket shot.
Yeah, it's a tough day for goalkeepers. The ball likes to skip and stay nice and low.
They've been holding on to them pretty well, though, tonight.
They really have. The keepers have been getting their bodies behind the ball, and it's keeping it out of the net.
Throw in far side for Cleveland. The Eclipse leading 3-2. First of two meetings this year between these two teams. They'll meet later in the year over in Cleveland. And now Kim Shaw does make a substitution and again sends herself out onto the field.
So you can do that when you're the coach and the player. You can just take yourself off, put yourself on.
I can figure that she's saying to herself, enough of this. It's time for me to get out there and tell some people what's what.
And the Blaze have to be careful because she's got tremendous speed, and she's shown that in the first half, so they've got to be sure to mark her up relatively closely.
And she did. Aschenbrenner. They're getting around her player. And there's Kim Shaw with a touch on the ball, but gives it up. And it's Kelly Wilson from Indiana. Wilson gets around Shaw. Now lays it off to Heikkila on right wing. Sousa Heikkila. Nice move. She's so skilled. Puts a left foot into it, sends it far side, but Danielle Parton's a little too short to be jumping up and trying to head that one down into the net. This portion of tonight's game brought to you without interruption by Kroger. The final 15 minutes of regulation. As again a chance by the Blaze, but cleared away by Cleveland. And here come the Eclipse once again. Very close to being offside, but no flag goes up. And she missed the shot. Noreen Fernback may have been a little bit amazed that she wasn't called for offside because she was clearly offside, but then just plain blew the shot.
Up until then, it looked like the Blaze were really playing out of the back well. They were playing out with a few touches, knocking some combinations and getting it forward to the flank really quickly.
14 minutes left in regulation, a 3-2 Cleveland lead. The Blaze have come back from 3-0 down at the half with a pair of goals. We'll have just under 14 minutes now to try to get level and send it to overtime or get two and win it outright. First game of the year for both of these squads. Wilson heads that one up ahead.
They've just got to keep pressing forward. They've got nothing to lose here. They're down a goal. They just got to keep pressing and attacking like they have been and continue to get some shots off in the next 13 minutes here. And hopefully put one in the back of the net and equalize this game.
And I think Sousa Heikkila is going to be key here in these final few minutes. She has had a couple chances, and she's just too skilled a player, I think, to be held in check for an entire 90 minutes. I've seen her when she's had the ball at her feet. She's been able to make things happen. 13:08 to play in regulation. Indiana with it again. They send that one through to Shannon. No flag, she's onside. Shannon already has an assist and a goal tonight. Sends that one across, and they just missed the shot. Under 13 minutes to go as Joy Aschenbrenner was looking for her second goal tonight.
Oh, that was an outstanding opportunity by the Blaze. They want that one back. She just mishit it. The ball came across beautifully across the goal, and she had the whole goal right in front of her, and she just mishit it. But that's what they need to do, serve the ball into the box, crash the goal, and get their bodies in front of it and redirect it in.
Here's Heikela again. Loose ball in the area, and Cleveland will call for a handball. They don't get it, but they clear it out of the area, held in by Wendy Dillinger. Now Sousa has it, top of the area, left-footed shot, just high, just over the bar. And Crowder, they'll say, did not get a finger on that, so it will be a goal kick for Cleveland with 12 minutes and some change to play.
For all of you guys out there that didn't think women were very strong, take a look at that shot right there. Outstanding strength, outstanding composure and technique by Sousa.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she packs a lot of power into a 5'7" frame.
They're making it really tough for Cleveland to play out of the back. They're marking real tight, keeping it short and tight. They win a lot of balls in their attacking third of the field.
Under 12 minutes to play now as Cleveland starts the attack again. Melissa Jones sends it far side. Try to get it here to Fernbeck. Stolen away by the Blazes' Danielle Parton. Jones with it again. Mike Sonich, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good luck Friday night as the Blast take on the Tulsa Roughnecks.
Thanks very much.
We'll talk to you then for sure.
All righty.
Under a dozen minutes to play. It's Jenny Thompson. Up ahead, Aschenbrenner. Sent down to the turf by Jenny Tobin. And Ian Martin returns.
Almost, Ian. Almost.
Two great chances there. That was exciting.
Now here's Melissa Jones. Left footer into the back of the net. Melissa Jones with her second goal of the night. And just like that, it's a 4-2 game. She just drilled that one from about 20 yards away.
The Blaze obviously are leaving themselves a little vulnerable by pushing up. Gave her some room, and Heather came out a little bit, and she just chipped it right over. It was a nice goal. That could be a backbreaker for the Blaze there.
That's a shame. They're working so hard.
They really were.
That's been a great 30, 35 minutes for the Blaze.
See if we can get a replay on that goal. We'll take a look at it.
2 goals tonight by Melissa Jones. And now it's an even higher hill for the Blaze to climb. The outstanding comeback from 0-3 to 3-2, but now giving up the goal to make it 4-2 with just over 10 minutes to go by Melissa Jones.
But it's still possible. They can do it.
If we've seen anything can happen, let's take a look at the replay as Jones gets a left foot into it from just outside the area and just chipped it up and over. Look at that knuckleball. Yeah. No spin, no rotation at all on that ball as it dropped into the back of the net.
She took advantage of the keeper coming out, Heather coming out early, and saw it, and that's what a good attacker does, and chipped it right in over. Nice goal.
Still Indiana looking for more. That's headed across the goal line for another corner kick, and now Pete Capsella set to make 2 more substitutions as Betsy Verhey set to come in for the first time tonight, along with Ellie Kudo, who will return, as will Tara Mullaney, who was in earlier. So
he's just trying to get some fresh legs in the game and see if they can mount some kind of a last 9-minute attack here.
Well, he'll be throwing everything up there in this last 9 minutes. So now Aschenbrenner again from the left corner. Left foot in. Knocked down in front and across
Close call.
the line. Another close call for the Blaze.
Got to admit, though, Ian, they've really dominated this second half, the Blaze have, and they've done a nice job. They've come back from a 3-goal lead and put two balls in the back of the net. So
Yeah.
I think Pete's got to be pretty pleased with the second half effort.
Yeah, you said it best, Danny. Really, you're vulnerable at the back. You need the third goal to tie it, push it into overtime or whatnot. Like Ken said, the goalkeeper maybe was just cut off the line a little bit too far. But, they're playing great. This is some of the best soccer they've played. It's tremendous.
So Kudo and Verhey come in, and Kelly Wilson departs. And now Beth Crowder will depart as well and will be replaced by Tara Mullaney.
Beth did a nice job. She had a good game tonight.
Yeah, scored a good goal on the header on the corner.
Real good.
We're definitely winning some fans over here. The girls are playing good.
8 minutes to go now as Cleveland will take their sweet time getting this one out.
And the crowd, based on this weather, I'll tell you what,
It's great.
it's a good crowd for pouring down rain. One thing that soccer crowds are used to is dealing with the weather, unlike basketball or hockey where you've got a controlled environment. These people are used to.
Well, they have been rewarded tonight for sticking it out through the weather. No doubt, it's been an outstanding game.
Yeah, 6 goals in a soccer game is not very common.
And still maybe more. You never know.
Here comes another free kick. See if we have a.
Shannon again scored a goal
Almost
on a very similar situation here. We'll run up on this one and put a foot into it, but a little too much foot that time as it goes out of play.
this late in the game too. The ball is very wet, very slippery, obviously, and sometimes you hit it okay, but the foot can slide off the ball and have a miss hit like that.
It's picking up some weight as well. It's getting a little bit waterlogged.
The Blaze this coming weekend will be making a little two-game stop up at Rockford and at Madison against the Freeze, and we'll be back home on Father's Day, Sunday, June 15th, for a 2 o'clock match against the Chicago Cobras. So for Father's Day, why not treat Dad to some exciting soccer action? If all the games are like this one, this is going to be a very exciting season indeed, the inaugural one for the Blaze in the W League.
Well, I'm sure the Blaze would like a chance to play the Cleveland team again. I think it'll be a different situation next time, based on the second half for sure.
Well, they will meet again on what will hopefully be a dry field on Saturday, June 28th in Cleveland.
They have had a good second half, but as you know, Ian, it takes 90 minutes to perform and execute all the way through. If they played the way they played in the second half, they'd done this in the first half. We're looking at a different game right now.
Yep.
But it's nice to see them do it. It's nice to see them be able to come together and mount a good attack in the second half.
They could have just folded up their tents down 3-0, but didn't do it. Shannon will send this one into the area. Sousa Heikkila running onto it, but couldn't get there in time as the keeper, Browder, came out.
Wow. That was a great ball. Jenny went down and whipped it around with a bend to it to keep the goalie on her line. It dropped right in front to Sousa. Very left-footed girl, Sousa is, so the right foot wasn't quite as good.
And now another substitution for the Eclipse as Colleen Savage will head back into the game.
They're getting opportunities.
Again, another corner kick with 5.5 minutes to go, and the Blaze down 3-2. Aschenbrenner puts a left foot into it. This one's curling up in the wind. And Browder gets up to grab it and pull it down.
They were just waiting for her to drop that one. She hung onto it well, though.
I mean, our shooting ratio and our corner kick ratio is tremendous in the second half. It's been all us right now.
I think Cleveland's only had one shot in the second half.
You know, and that was a good goal. There's not much you can do about that. That was a really nice goal.
Went in.
Inside of 5 minutes to play now. A valiant comeback by the Blaze that may unfortunately fall short on the basis of the one Cleveland goal in the second half, but still, time to go. We've seen the Blaze score twice in a very short span of the second half. Perhaps they can do it again, and here they come. Aschenbrenner, though, loses it to Kim Shaw, who will send it here across the near side touchline.
Good speed by Ellie there. You could see her acceleration. That's what we need to do, keep getting her some passes deep like that.
That went in off a Blaze player, and so Kim Shaw will throw it in for Cleveland. Or will delegate that responsibility to Maureen Gallagher. And now the Blaze pick up the pace again as Piercy off to Sousa Heikkila. Send it up ahead looking for Shannon, but they were offside.
A long time ago. No, he called it out of bounds, I think. And the referee didn't see the linesman, so we're going to get a throw in for the Blaze, I think.
I think it's given to Cleveland.
Oh. No.
That indeed is the call. And now another substitution for Cleveland as...
No, it's a Blaze throw, just like we said.
Looks like Melissa Jones set to check back in, but from what I understood, if you left in the second half, you couldn't re-enter in this league. And Jones, who scored the fourth Cleveland goal, was obviously on the field earlier and must have left if she's coming back in. And unless I am misunderstanding the rule, it seems to me that no re-entry in the second half means no re-entry in the second half. 3:07 to go. Then again, it is W League. They may be making up rules as they go along.
You think that's it?
How you doing, Dan?
Just making them up. It's possible.
Combs out to grab that one.
We've seen referees do that before.
Well, they haven't substituted her yet. She may just be standing there, but she certainly looks like someone who's set to go in.
I was in Cleveland last weekend with a tournament, and we saw a referee put a penalty kick at the 16-yard mark as opposed to the 12-yard mark. And that's a hard rule to goof up. I mean, you can't miss that.
Isn't
one.
that why they put the
I saw
mark
that
there?
happen. It was nonetheless to say very controversial.
Yeah.
And he missed the kick because the keeper had more time to get to the ball. Chris Baker, the assistant coach here for the Blaze, knows exactly what I'm talking about because it was his team in Cleveland.
I think this is a little stall tactic, Ken. They're just substitution like crazy
Absolutely.
here. It's part of the game now. One last chance or two here, maybe.
They did a really good job in the second half, coming back and almost coming so close to tying it up.
Well, the Blast have shown that it's never over until it's over, scoring very late in one of our TV games as George Crawford did it. So perhaps there are 2 goals in there with 1:45 to go to get the Blaze level. Stranger things have happened. Got to get that first one first and got to do it pretty quick. Foul there.
Yeah.
Just outside the area.
I think the team's going to be searching for an identity. I think now they finish this match, they go back and they train, and I think the players will have a dialogue and start to discuss what they like, what they don't like. Pete will make some corrections and adjustments, and we should see a better effort every time they step on the park. You know, that's usually what happens, I think.
For the first game, you know, they haven't been together very long. For the first game, it's a very good performance.
Yep.
Cleveland sends it up ahead, and offside in a major way was Maureen Gallagher.
She was complaining because she thought it went off of a Blaze player first, and in that situation, it wouldn't have been offsides.
Right.
Under a minute to go now. Seems certain that Cleveland is going to get the victory to improve to 0-1 or to 1-0, and the Blaze will fall to 0-1 as they head to Rockford and Madison next weekend before coming back home on the 15th to take on the Chicago Cobras. Get tickets for that and all Blaze and Blast home games here at Couch Stadium or by calling 327-KICK or visiting the team's official website at www.indianablast.com. Under 30 seconds to go now, and Cleveland in no hurry whatsoever. They know they dodged a bullet here tonight. Were it not for that 4th goal, they would be desperately trying to hang on to a 1-goal lead. Instead, it looks like they're going to win it 4-2. Game much closer than that, at least after the first 45 minutes for certain.
I think the goalkeeper's done really well tonight. I mean,
Heather had a good game.
She hasn't made very many mistakes. The goals have been nice.
And that is that. The first game in Indiana Blaze history is in the books. It goes down as a 4-2 defeat to the Cleveland Eclipse, but still an excellent effort for the ladies in red. And give credit to Cleveland, too, who after watching that 3-0 lead evaporate into 3-2, put one away with that 4th goal and win the first of the 2 meetings between these 2 teams this season.
They've got a lot to look forward to. They showed a lot of good signs there in the very first game in very tough conditions. The weather conditions obviously playing a big factor in this game, and they've got a lot to look forward to. This is a solid team, and they're going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next game. Thanks for letting me talk to you guys.
All right, Ian Martin, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Ian.
Danny.
We'll be back with a post-game show from rainy Couch Stadium after this on the Blast TV Network. The final score once again, the Cleveland Eclipse 4 and the Indiana Blaze 2.
Lingaman's Deli and Bagels is a great place for a fast meal that isn't fast food. We have 16 types of bagels baked from scratch daily from family recipes. Get your day going with a bagel and your favorite gourmet coffee, or drop in for a delicious deli sandwich for lunch. Langeman's can even help with your party or corporate gathering with our boxed lunches, deli trays, party trays, and our Party Bagel Hero, with 3 convenient Indianapolis locations, Langeman's Deli and Bagels.
Across America, teachers are using cable television as a powerful teaching tool. On the Weather Channel, kids are enlightened about lightning, tested by a tornado, and led into the eye of a hurricane. Each week, the Weather Classroom examines the hows and whys of the weather in a commercial-free program designed for the classroom. It's delivered to schools by cable, and it's absolutely free.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Cable in the Classroom, putting the vision back in television.
It's a kick! It's a great way to start your day! Breakfast kick! Hey, come on, let me hear you say! It's a kick! Let's get moving, jump in the race! It's a kick! You can do it! Pick up the pace! When you eat breakfast right, you're supercharged with energy, you're right on side! Breakfast man puts a kick in your day! Try a traditional and do it your way! Breakfast kick!
You begin with raw steel. Shape it with fire, muscle, and sweat. Polish it to razor-sharp perfection. What you end up with is a Marine. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back to Kuhn Stadium, everybody, on the postgame show as the Blaze fall into an inaugural match to the Cleveland Eclipse 4-2. We're with the star of the game, Jennifer Shannon. Jennifer had an assist and a goal tonight. First thing we have to ask you, Jennifer, is what did Pete say in the locker room at halftime when you're down 0-3, or at least maybe give us the edited version of what Pete said?
He just said we had to come out and go for everything. If you lose 4 or 5-0, it's all the same. So we just had to come out and work really hard from the get-go, and we did do that. It
seemed like, right away there was a spring in your step, and everybody was really flying towards the ball, and it paid off in those 2 goals. First, talk about the first one, the assist in the corner kick to Beth Crowder. Very nice goal.
Actually, she came out of nowhere. I didn't really see her. I always just placed it right on top of the 6, and she came through and had a very nice header. The goalkeeper didn't have a chance.
And then a couple minutes after that, in fact, Ian called this one. He must know you pretty well. He said that you were going to try to bend that one around and try to score, and that's exactly how it worked. You put it right where the goalkeeper had no chance at all. Describe that one.
Well, actually, I made sure from the referee if it was direct, and the wall was actually caught off center. So I caught the back corner and thought about drilling it at first, and then I just decided to bend it. It was pretty nice.
And then when it was 3-2, obviously things was a whole new game, but then Melissa Jones gets her second to chip it over there to make it 4-2 and kind of break your back. But still, it doesn't spoil the effort that was there in the second half tonight.
No, not at all. On the last goal, Holly just pushed, and we were just looking for that tie game-winning goal. And, just a little slip up, and the ball got through, and she put it right in the 90. There was nothing our goalkeeper could do about it. So it's a nice goal.
Obviously, Jennifer, tough conditions to play on that first inaugural night. History making for women's soccer here in Indiana. How does that feel?
It was nice. You could hear the fans out there. There weren't a whole lot of them, but the ones who came out in the rain, it was great, and I think we'll have a better following. We showed it was an exciting game, so maybe next game.
It was fun to watch tonight. It really was. Second half especially. Really fun to watch.
It was. If this is the sign of things to come, I think you guys are going to have a very successful season. Jennifer Shannon, our player of the game, thanks for stopping by. She also had our IYSA goal of the game, and that was that direct free kick that she bent around and over Tamara Browder, the goalkeeper for the Cleveland Eclipse. So now you head up to Rockford on Friday night and then Madison on Sunday, so it's going to be your first test of a real road trip weekend to try to get back in the division race here.
Well, actually, we ended on a good note, so I think we'll come out flying the first half like we did this game. So we'll come back with 2 good results for you.
All right, Jennifer Shannon, Thank you very much. For Dan Capsalis, I'm Ken Tomash. Thanks for joining us again tonight as on a rainy night at Coon Stadium, the Cleveland Eclipse beat the Indiana Blaze by a final score of 4-2. Again, tonight's game has been brought to you by Soccer Unlimited. We cover the entire field. By Ameritech, by the Indiana Youth Soccer Association, and by Kroger. This has been a presentation of Time Warner Cable in association with the Blast TV Network. Copyright 1997, KT Soccer Broadcasting. We'll see you again on Monday night, June the 9th, when the Blast take on the Tulsa Roughnecks. So again, for Dan Capsalis and for our entire Time Warner Sports crew, this is Ken Tomash. Good night, everybody. You're tuned to the Indiana Blast TV Network.